Hello everyone and welcome to the Highland Gamescast, episode 56 or 7 or whatever, I don't know. It's been a while. So, we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2.0, the Nintendo Switch XL, new Nintendo Switch Mini, whatever it may be called. We're each going to be listing the Nintendo Switch U.
The new Super Nintendo Switch.
New Super Nintendo Switch 2.0 Deluxe.
Yeah, SP. So, we're going to be giving two things that we each would like to see changed about the Nintendo Switch for an upgrade, whether it's screen size, higher installed memory, higher resolution, more power, larger battery, weird Joy-Con upgrades, who knows. But we're going to be talking about it, and we're going to be giving two things each. Whether or not this happens, there's rumors, who knows, but we're going to be talking about it, starting with Chablima.
Oh, starting with me, it's making a fish face. The one that comes to mind right away for me, like, I know I have a really big micro SD in my console already, but I would love it if, like, the actual console had all of that memory, because it would make my life a lot easier, because I actually only own 2 physical copies of any of the games that I have on my Switch, and I have like 30, so you can see where I have a problem.
No, that's legit, because when I saw this thing on Twitter that was like saying when apparently Starlink is going to have a 6 GB update right off the bat, and I was like, 6 GB, and if the Switch had more hard drive space, then that wouldn't be an issue. But I know, like, and this was the same problem the Wii U had. Like, I was downloading games and stuff, and then it just like capped out, and I was like, well, guess I'm done buying Wii U games. so
Well, it's like, I have 120 gigs. I don't know if I can get a micro SD much bigger than that actually functions nicely.
That's affordable.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, my phone shouldn't have more hard drive space than a game console.
Yeah, that's true. Again, I feel like this is a me problem, though, because I should really just stop buying my games digitally.
Well, Nintendo also gives you games.
Don't they give you the games digitally?
Yeah, they do, but then to that, if I run out of space, they just tell me to archive it.
Thanks, Nintendo. But like, for me, that's part of why I'm so big on 2 reasons I'm super big on having my games physically. One is I like to, like, have them all there. You know,
like to touch them.
You know, I like to touch them and not taste them, but no. But also the hard drive space, like, no. I digitally bought, like, back on the Wii U, like, Yoshi's Woolly World, and it was great, but then I also kind of regret it because I'd never get to have that case, and I also, like,
it's a good case.
If something, it's a good game case, but, like, if something happens to my Wii U, for example, I'll have to buy that game again because Nintendo doesn't they do the Nintendo thing, and then yeah, like, it's bad, guys. So and then it ate up so much of my space because it's a pretty hefty game for a Wii U game. So
I can also say 100% that the first physical game I bought, Harvest Moon, I took it out of the case and licked it. It was the first thing I did. And then Daniel got mad at me. He was like, don't lick your games!
Don't lick your games, guys. I don't know why that was such a big thing.
That's why I had to lick it, because I remember when it first came out, everyone was like, oh, it has this gross taste on it.
It probably tastes gross because you're not supposed to eat it. It's a video game. When people talk about consuming content, that's not what they mean. How many video games have you licked?
Alright, so Daniel, what is one improvement that you would add?
I love the Switch too much. I don't know what I would change.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've had this conversation like 3 weeks ago.
I think maybe.
Well, I think we talked about the news story, but we didn't necessarily go through and each of us say like definitively like one or two things that we would change.
Because Kayla pretty much covered what mine would be.
Yeah.
Maybe better speakers. The speakers aren't fantastic. But everything else is like not a hardware problem in my opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of the other stuff, my other gripes are like Nintendo, it's just your online voice chat, but that kind of thing. So, Kool-Aid Lavis said in the chat, we need D-pads. Not really. I mean, if you have a D-pad on the Joy-Con, then you can't detach it and use it as a mini Joy-Con controller very, very well. And I don't know. Oh, you know what? This Rabbit23 GSO says in the chat also, I want music or YouTube.
Netflix, please.
Netflix, please. But again, that's a software thing, not a hardware thing, right? I guess, I don't know, guys. This is a hard one. But with the D-pad, there is actually a third-party Joy-Con you can get that has a D-pad, by the way. The only downside to it is that it can only be played in handheld mode, so which is a little silly. Gosh, I can't come up with my own answer. I'm just gonna second Chublima's answer, but more hard drive space.
All right.
That's the big thing for me.
Mine, my first thing will be not necessarily with the Switch console, but if they do have the Switch Pro, I would like a Pro or new whatever gamepad that has a headphone jack. That way you can play on the TV, have a headphone jack and a controller, and silently play with headphones on the TV without having to use some sort of Bluetooth.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Wait, do the Pro controllers not have headphone jacks?
No,
they do not.
Like if you have PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, you can just plug into the controller and you can have like headphone, microphone, everything, but you can't on Switch.
Pretty sure even
no, that's actually a really good thought, especially because the one that I think of right away is Fortnite, because you need to have your headphones in for that game. And so when we were demoing it during the summer season, like we had kids that either didn't have headphones on or they plugged theirs physically into the console and they're standing like right up to the TV because they needed to hear. And then even me, like if I want to play Fortnite like at home on the TV instead of in handheld, like sucks to suck. How am I going to talk to people without using the Nintendo app?
But it's weird because but Fortnite's voice chat is not on the app. It's like in the actual game, isn't it? On Switch?
Yes.
Yeah. So. Oh well, it's weird.
Yeah.
I used Discord for that anyways, so small potatoes.
Tubes, do you have another thing? A second upgrade?
Oh, I'm just, while you're thinking, in the chat, Tara Banford says they would like a lighting, like an adjustable lighting setting on there. You can change the screen brightness though. You can adjust that in
that's what I use for
the
it.
settings.
I think it's just, you can tap the home button like twice and it brings it up.
It's in settings as well, and I know what you mean though. Like I think pretty sensitive eyes, so people always gripe. Like I turn my screens down to low over brightness and they can't see it. Used to get that at work all the time when I worked at the coffee house with Chublima. Actually, is that I would crank the tills lighting down to like the 0. And
I recall a moment like that where Daniel tried to show me something and I was like, "What are you showing me? I can't see this."
I would just crank them all the way down, and then people would be like, "Oh, Daniel," and they'd be like pounding it back up, and I'm like, I can't look at it. It's making my eyes water.
Oh my gosh.
It's too bright. But yes, you can change that in the settings, by the way.
I think they even have like an automatic setting, maybe.
They do. I hate it. I don't like the auto adjusting because it's like I guess it doesn't very accurately determine what's too bright for me, right? So suddenly it'll get like super dim, and I'm like,
area. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, so the only one that I can think of that I think we mentioned last time we spoke about this is fixing the kickstand, because I worry every time I pop that out, for whatever reason, that I'm just gonna snap it off. And I know people that have actually just snapped it off and had to pop it back on. So
mine came off. I had to reattach it. My kid pulled it off.
Daniel was the person I knew.
My wee child pulled it off, and I was like, ah! But it snapped back on. Like, he didn't break the plastic, but
yeah. But still, it's like really flimsy for something that's supposed to hold your console up when you're in tabletop mode.
Yeah.
Like, guys, that is like a $5 piece of plastic to hold up my $400 console. Hello.
Yep. So pretty much I never play in tabletop mode. I just have 2 Switch docks.
Well, traveling.
True. I guess that. Oh, we did play it at the airport in tabletop mode, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Touche. No, I'm gonna bring my Switch dock to the airport, plug it into one of the reader boards, one of the airport TVs. Just plug the dock in. Staff are gonna come around there and be like, "What are you doing? Security's."
On the TV, please leave.
I'm like, "No, this is more important than your freaking airplane schedules."
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Rabbit. I think that if there was a camera on the Nintendo Switch, I'd feel really uncomfortable. I already feel uncomfortable enough having a camera on my laptop. Like, I put stickers on that.
Wii U gamepad.
We don't need Miyamoto watching us.
It's not used at all on the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah.
And it's got very limited use on the 3DS. I think the Wii U gamepad was supposed to have video chat, though. That's why it had it, and then they pretty much did nothing with that.
That's creepy too.
Yes, it is.
A video chat.
The problem with having video chat on the Wii U is that you need to have friends who also have a Wii U.
Yeah.
I don't have my Wii U. I got rid of it.
It's okay. I have 2 if you want one.
All right. So Daniel, do you have your final thing for the Switch?
Nah, I got nothing. I'm sorry.
I will say,
I'm terribly sorry. You guys all brought up good points.
They don't need to make the Switch bigger, but if they made the screen bigger and like took up less space with the bezels, I would really like that.
If they make the screen any bigger, then they should go up to 1080p then.
Yeah. And then that's where the new supposed CPUs come in. Also, that's the thing, like the CPU that they use. I was reading a thing that the next generation CPU, whatever, I forgot what it was called, blah blah blah, but
yeah,
it's almost twice as powerful as the one that's already in it, but it uses less battery.
Well, hot dog.
So it's more performance with less. Yeah.
Oh, that is the thing. I was thinking about this like a couple days ago. The battery life. I would like a longer battery life.
If you can't play Breath of the Wild for 10 hours straight, then what's the point of living?
Look, I'm just saying that actually if I didn't have to like go to a job or like be a responsible human being and do things and leave the house, I probably would play Breath of the Wild for like 24 hours straight without eating or sleeping.
Yeah.
I just I have very poor self-control, and
you have to get those Korok seeds.
I gotta get those Korok seeds. If I didn't have to adults, that's all I would do.
All right, I believe we're ready for the mailbag.
Yes. Let's talk to heckin' have some heckin' answered questions.
Do you want to do this? Chabalima, you do it. Have you done the intro for the mailbag?
I have kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, oh no, I just got a leg cramp. Someone else do it. Oh my god.
Okay, Chubalima's dying.
Excuses. Oh no, she's really gone.
Oh no, it hurts.
Oh, you know what? I thought of something though, Jesse.
Yeah.
If they, instead of doing a Switch like 2.0 or whatever, they should release, instead of like a Pro model console,
they should do like a Wii U 2.0.
Okay, I'm back. Let's do this.
A Wii U Pro.
Okay. I was gonna say they should do a Pro dock actually.
Oh, yeah.
The dock plugs into it and just like has the extra hardware built into the dock.
Oh yeah,
but
that'd be
make
really
sure
cool.
that things that are still released are still compatible with just the base model, but the dock just like upscales everything. And that way, no one has to move all their stuff over. No one has to move save files over. No one has to buy another $400 console. They can just pay like, I don't know, $100 for the dock to get like the pro experience.
Yeah.
And that would be way cooler. I don't know. I would like that. That would be in Daniel's ideal world.
They already do that with laptops. To where like,
There you go.
So they have like the base laptop. Sometimes it doesn't have a GPU. Sometimes it has like a weak GPU, just like whatever it needs to get by. And then it has basically like a GPU box that just has a bigger graphics card in it. And you literally just plug a cable into it, and that's it. So that way, like, you don't need a big clunky laptop to take with you. You can just take your laptop, and then you can have the big clunky box if you want it. That way your laptop has really good battery life, because it doesn't have this big bulky GPU that's getting a bunch of power. And then it also stays cool because of that. So they can make the laptop like super thin and nice and have long battery life. And then if you happen to be playing a game, you can plug it into the box.
And if you're doing that, you're probably at home where you can keep the laptop plugged in to charge anyways. So see, that's good. That's what I want. Because then the Switch, if they like really changed the CPU and really made it more powerful, then the actual console is probably going to be bigger as well. And then it's already a little too big to just like slide in your pocket and take with you. Like I can fit my 3DS in my jeans pocket. Can't do that with a Switch. So yeah, that would be a really cool little solution there. I would totally buy 2 of them.
Yeah, that sounds like something Daniel would do.
Yeah. And then the best part would be, instead of buying like a $300 new console, you could just buy like a $150, $200 dock. And
exactly.
Yeah, like with the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro, or the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, you had to pay even more than the base console to have the better experience. Whereas if it was just a dock, pay like $200, which is still cheaper than buying a new Switch.
That's the thing. And a lot of people, when there was rumors of it going out, they're like, they better not. I just got my Switch.
Yeah.
A lot of people, not me, but a lot of people were not too happy about that. And even then, me, like, it's like, okay, I only got this 2 years ago. Like, I'm not ready to move on from the Switch yet. Like, they, but if they just, that's a nice little middle ground, I think. A nice workaround. Are we just holding things up? What's going on? This is my retired microphone sock. But yes, let's do the mailbag now.
Yeah. My leg cramp is gone, so I can do it.
Good. Now
Sweet.
Kayla can do the intro.
Tubes.
I can do the intro. Okay. So
Are you
put the
eating?
granola bar down.
What do you got?
What?
What are you eating?
What?
Remember to mention
Okay.
Patreon supporters.
Don't forget.
Don't forget. Okay. Now the pressure's on. Okay.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like, and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.